Developing here, new at 6, a major announcement from the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Louisiana. The man accused of killing U.S. Deputy Marshal Drew Hansen in Alexandria is now formally charged with his murder. Our Davion Telsey was at the Rapides Parish Courthouse for that announcement, and he joins us now with more. Davion, what can you tell us?
Rob, late this morning, federal investigators announced the indictment against Clarence Frazier Jr. They also said they will seek the death penalty in this case.
There are the allegations necessary for our office to begin the death penalty process as well. That is included in the indictment, and that will be a process that plays itself out through the court system and through the Department of Justice.
Nearly a month after U.S. Deputy Marshal Drew Hansen was killed, a federal grand jury indicted the suspect, Clarence Frazier Jr. Frazier, a registered sex offender, missed the first day of his trial last month on a sexual battery charge, and Hansen was trying to serve an arrest warrant when investigators say Frazier shot him.
Clarence A. Frazier Jr., a registered sex offender, a person who is a convicted sex criminal, is alleged to have murdered Deputy Marshal Drew Hansen, which is count 1 in the indictment that's been returned today.
During Wednesday's news conference at the Rapides Parish Courthouse, investigators announced other formal charges as well, including the attempted murder of a task force officer. Rapides Parish Sheriff Mark Wood says the case is a reminder of what law enforcement face every day.
They get up in the morning, they put the badge on. I don't care what department you work for, it's law enforcement. This is what they face every day. But they do it, they toe that line between good and evil.
And you can read the full indictment and watch our previous coverage of the investigation over on our website at KALB.com. Rob.
All right, thanks, Davion. And we have more details now about U.S. Deputy Marshal Drew Hansen. The 36-year-old was from Pineville and served 6 years with the U.S. Marshal Service. He had previous law enforcement experience as well. Hansen left behind his wife and 2 children.